Hello, it's another grammar class. I remain Udozo Cynthia Ifoma, your favorite English teacher, bringing English right to your doorstep. In today's class, I will be looking at a pair of words that would always pose a confusion to so many English learners. But don't worry, that's why I'm here, to clear that very confusion and make you feel free in using them. So, follow me as I go to the board to unveil these two words. Okay, in today's class, we want to look at homophones. And what are the words I want us to look at? We want to look at practice and practice. When we talk of homophones, the word homo simply means alike, sameness, uniqueness. When you see two things that are the same, we say homo. You just need to find out where lies the sameness, the uniqueness, the resemblance. Just like when you say homosexuality, same sex, homogeneous, homographs, you understand? The same writing and all that. So today we want to look at homophones. So what's homophones all about? The same sound. Just like I did, I just pronounced the two. Practice, practice. Are you surprised? Don't be. They have the same pronunciation pattern. They sound alike. But when you look at these two words critically, you can see that there is a slight difference in spelling. Did you notice that? Here and here. And that is what makes the difference. So today, I'm going to tell you their differences, starting with the word class where they belong and their usage. Most people are familiar with this, while majority of people out there are still struggling to know how to use this. So don't worry, today I'm going to make you be in the know about these two words and how to use them. Stay tight and watch me do that. All right. First of all, I had to set a table for this. Words, word class, usage or expression. So these are the two words I want us to look at. And we want to look at their word class. They don't belong to the same word class. And we're going to see how do we use them. Let's go. Practice is a noun. Whenever you see practice with a C, it is a noun. And whenever you see practice with SE, it is a verb. So let's go back to the noun. I hope that's understood. This makes it easier, unlike in the other class where I explained a fight as a noun. In that very case, we can use fight, the word fight, as a noun, and we can also use it as a verb. No difference in spelling. But in this case, it's easier because there is a slight difference when it comes to spelling. You just have to know when to use the practice as a noun with C and when to use the practice with an S as a verb. Okay, follow me as I do that. I gave some instructions to help you understand when and how to use them. Let's start with the one. Number one. Did you have your piano practice today? Did you have your piano practice today? Let's look at it again. Your piano practice. In this case, we are talking of something that you are supposed to have. Remember, a noun is a name of a person, animal, place, or things. Or simply put, anything that has a name is a noun. So what is that thing? Piano practice. That makes it a noun as the one to be used, the most correct one to be used. Okay, practice makes perfect. What is that thing that makes you perfect? Remember, a noun, anything, anything. So that has a name. What is that thing that makes you perfect? Practice. That was a bad practice. What is that thing that was a bad practice? A noun. C, E must be the one to be used. His medical practice was terminated. Oh my God. Practice again. Because in this case, remember, this becomes an adjective, and an adjective would always modify a noun or a pronoun. It will always describe, give more information about a noun or a pronoun. So here you can see the medical is doing the work of an adjective by giving us more information about the kind of practice we are talking about. So when you're talking of an adjective modifying a noun, we must use the practice, which is a noun form. You must use the one with a C because that's the one that has to do with a noun. There's another thing I told you about identifying the words that are nouns or verbs. I told you that whenever you have this or this pointing to a particular word, it's always a noun. And I told you articles are, and the are pointers to a noun. So it was a bad practice. Okay, a 1 hour practice can help you. That's an article. Whenever you have this word here, a demonstrative, or any of the demonstratives like that, those, this, these, whenever you have any of them pointing to a particular word, just know that it is a noun and not a verb. So with that, I hope you've been able to understand that practice is a noun when it is a C, and when are we supposed to use the verb form of the practice? We come here. We practice every day. This is an action here. What's the action? What is it that you do every day? Practice. That becomes the verb. So when you want to talk about the practice you do every day or what you do as practice, it must be the S form, the one with an S. He practices medicine. I want to put it to you that whenever you want to add, like the third person singular, he, whenever you have any of these, you must always add an S to the word practice. So this is the only place where S can come in, a D can come in, the suffix D, and the suffix ing can also come in. We're going to see them through the examples that I've given. Okay. He practices medicine. What is that thing that he practices? Medicine. And the action there, he practices. What does he do? He practices medicine. That makes it a verb. So whenever you are talking about the verb form, it must be the one that has an S. All right. They practice for 2 hours. They practice. How long did they practice? 2 hours. They practice. What is the action here? Practice. So, needless to be told that you are to use the one with an S. That is why I added this. It could be in the past tense. This is the only practice, the one with S, that has the right to take an additional S if you're talking about the simple present tense using the third person singular, he, she, it, or if you're talking about the past tense, adding a D to the S. Or when you're talking about a continuous or participle continuous tense, any of them that must take an ing at the end, then you need to take the S form. That is the verbs. Is there need practicing for 2 hours? I take it all over. Is there need practicing for 2 hours? That's another interrogation. Is there need practicing? That's an action. So I hope we've been able to get this. However, before I drop this class today, before I end this class, I want us to do some exercises to prove to me that you've been able to understand how to use the noun form practice with C and the verb form practice with S. Before I go ahead to use these exercises to teach you more on the use of the homophones, practice as a noun and as a verb, I would like you to like, share, and comment. They will be very useful to me if you do that. And don't forget to hit the subscription button. That will make you to be the first receiver of my uploads as I put them up there. All right, let's go to the board and do them. We have number 1. It takes a lot of practice to learn piano. Which of them? Think about it. Are we supposed to say the noun, practice, or the verb? Which of them? Of course, it takes a lot of, remember, whenever there is an article pointing towards a word, it is a noun. A lot of, what is that thing? Is a thing, a name of a person. So we say practice as a noun. All right. This is a bad practice. It is a bad practice. So, what is that thing that is a bad practice? Don't forget, when there is an article pointing towards a word, that word is automatically a noun. So we're going to take the noun form, which is practice, with one with a C. And we go to the next. Don't practice alone. Don't practice alone. What is that thing you were asked not to do alone? It's an action, right? Of course. So we're going to take the one with an S. All right. We go to number 4. A group practice is better. Which of them? A group practice? Is it the verb or the noun? A group practice. Of course, it is a noun. I hope you've got them right. All right. Number 5. Could you please allow me practice for a while? Could you please allow me practice for a while? What is it that you want someone to allow you to do? An action. All right. So we're going to take the verb. Allow me practice for a while. All right. We go to number 6. You need constant practice. What is that thing you need? A thing. A noun. A name of a person, animal, things, anything that has a name. So what you need is practice as a noun, the one with a C. All right, I hope you're still there watching. Let's go ahead. Number 7. I don't like, there is a gap, practicing for too long. Let's go up here. You can see that I brought out some suffixes, meaning that in the course of doing this, there might be need for you to put an S if it's a third person singular, he, she, it. And there might be need for you to take the D if it's a past tense. And there might be need for you to take the ing. Let's go ahead. At this point, we need, I don't like practicing for too long. We need the ing. So, the only form of practice here that is permitted to use the ing is the verb. So, we're going to write practicing. And when we come here, we remove the E and we add ing. Is that okay? All right. He practiced farming for 10 years in the past. He practiced. In this case, another verb is needed to tell us that he practiced, he did this thing for 10 years. And in this case, we're going to use the D suffix to show that it was in the past. All right, we say he practiced farming for 10 years. Of course, if you were able to score all, that is 8 on 8. Who did that? Bravo! I'm glad you did. I'm super excited that you did. Keep learning, and I promise you, you'll get to that very grade you're looking for. However, I want to tell you this. You must bear in mind that there is American English and there is a British English. If you're colonized by the Americans, you don't need the S form because for Americans, C remains the verb and the noun. But for British English or anyone colonized by the British, you need to follow this. As a verb, you use the S, but as a noun, you use the C. I hope I've been able to teach you something today. In case you want more videos like this, please make sure you get this video on Lose and Loose.